Hello, all. Let's get started with the webinar, Traditional to Tech Enable. I'm really happy to see everybody today. And we have a host, Josh, who is going to take you through the webinar. And a quick intro about Josh. He's a seasoned professional with 19 years of experience in banking, fintech, and collection system. He's currently serving as a debt collection advisor and CMO for MaxyFi. In the past, he has worked as an application architect for one of the largest bank in UAE and as an offshore engineer manager for one of the largest payment unicorn. He also built award-winning enterprise collection platform that's widely used in Australia and Southeast Asia. If you have any questions, please be open in the chat, and we will address you the questions after the webinar is complete. Thank you. Over to you, Josh.
Yeah, thanks, Dilek. Let me share the screen. Thanks to everyone who has joined for the webinar. So traditional to tech. So what is it? Why this webinar? So based on my experience working with various debt collection agencies over the last 7 years, what we have observed it is that a lot of debt collection agencies have gone and they have done some amount of automation, or they have done some amount of softwares into their overall journey. But what has happened is over a period of time, the technology has changed quite a lot. And the agencies are now lagging far behind. Just to name few, like there are more ways to reach out. There are some regulations which allows us to do SMS, which allows us to do email. There are a lot of debt collection agencies who take account receivable activities and work directly with the business. And some of the businesses have the WhatsApp-based enablement of doing a follow-up. So there are plenty of ways by which we can go and we can follow up with the customer, and other options are there. But what has happened is the traditional collection agencies have got stuck with a legacy system, and the way by which they go about capturing the disposition. When you say capturing the disposition, when they speak to a customer, it is mostly in the kind of comments. And what challenges it creates is it's very difficult to get insights out of it. And when they try to automate, they bring in a lot of discrete systems. Like I need to send an email, yes, a file gets loaded there. Its email is pushed. When the reply comes, it doesn't comes back. We need to go and open a mailbox to read it. So there are various issues that are running around with the traditional system. So to just go through that, yes, they are using unconventional tools. I think pretty much 90% of the audience whom we have met, they are looking to get into the new stack, but they are stuck with the unconventional tools, which forces them to still use spreadsheets. It makes things as person dependent. Yes, you need to give long training to the team, the application, because it's pretty much status code based, and you need to capture the disposition in a very specific format of comment. It remains to be person dependent. A lot of operations need to go into that. Inconsistent follow-up, which means when systems are discrete, when it becomes a person dependent activity, there could be a lot of inconsistency that will come in. When I say lack of insights, the traditional systems, the way by which it is, the insights are quite limited. When I say insights are quite limited, we won't be able to categorize the customers, who is the person who is going to pay us more easily. And these insights doesn't come because the way the data is aligned in the traditional system doesn't give us a good insights to it. Even the management who wants to know how the operations are running, even they will not be able to find an insight. Finally, the payment option, when a debtor want to make a payment, the payment options are very, very limited by nature. Yeah. So let's see a high level the challenges what a traditional method collection agencies go through, and maybe towards the end we will see how these challenges are getting addressed. Okay. So the challenges that the traditional method will typically, I think people who are on the call, you might be able to relate. You would be encountering a lot of user mistakes. People will forget a date that they should have ideally reminded, and they should have closed a dispute, or they should have done a follow-up for a promise. This dates will go for a lot of miss outs, and yeah, people need to do a lot of training. And ideally, this is quite common in collection agencies, because in collection agencies, except the team manager from some position, the people on the ground level have a basic level of education. So you need to give them a lot of training to get into that position. And with a traditional system, which is code based and a very specific discussion capturing, it may become even more difficult. This is very, very crucial one. Chasing irrelevant data at irrelevant time. So what does that mean? When I say chasing irrelevant data at irrelevant time means uh, when you get a file for debt collection, it is always going to be a 80-20 rule. So what is the 80-20? 20% of the debts are going to be easy to collect. 80, you might need to spend some effort. Of that also there's various categorization. How the system is going to effectively help you to identify that 20 where you can do a recovery very easily. Typical systems doesn't give you this offering. You will apply the same formula, same disposition, same methods to all the debts, which is going to be time consuming. Again, as I explained before, the legacy systems, the communication methods are discrete, which means at some point in time, when you want to find out what has happened, you need to run about checking the data in some eight systems. Let's say you have some legal to be done. You want to download a timeline. You want to give the overall what has happened with the debtor. You need to go into various systems, which is not helpful. The end debtor, if in case he want to give some options, he need to run around various systems. With whatsoever been the challenges, you can see that when you get a file from a client, you'll be doing a lot of manual operation even before you load the file. When you want to generate a month-end billing, when you want to do a skip tracing, there are a lot of activities. Though you'll be using a system, because there's not much capabilities around, you'll still spend 50 to 60% of your effort in doing manual activities. Finally, the compliance. Compliance is very, very key, where there are a lot of complaints in each and every zone. Like, let's say, yes, in Saudi Arabia, you cannot message on a Friday. In some other regions, you cannot message beyond the working hours. You cannot message per person on the working email. There are a lot of regulations we need to take care. Yes, and without that, we move into a new system, or we just implement an add-on into our legacy system just to push, we might end up with a lot of fines and compliance issues. So these are the challenges we typically face. Now let's go looking at to get a tech enable, what is needed. Okay, so when you want to enable technology into your existing collection systems, it is not just for the sake that, yeah, all other collection agencies are using a tech-enabled system, so let me also move. So there's an objective, right? So what is the objective that we are moving with the tech-enabled system is, traditionally, when we do a chasing, we'll be doing via call or we'll be sending a letter. We are just passing information. With that information that is going, the other person need to struggle a lot to even come to a stage where he can make a payment. Sometimes he'll need to courier you the checks, or there will be a person visit where we need to collect. The way by which the dunning or the follow-up is happening, it's not easy for a person to take an action. So the traditional methods, mostly it's all information, while the tech enable, it will be action oriented. When you even send a follow up, it will have an option by which you can perform some action. So this action oriented things will give you a better recovery. Second is, when a debtor want to resolve his debt, the steps has to be easy. It cannot be complicated. When I say it cannot be complicated, let's say I got a message. Yeah, I don't have money now, but yeah, I can pay in a week's time. If I have to give a promise to pay, yeah, I need to give you a call center. I need to wait for the agent to get connected, and then the agent has to fetch my this detail. Is there a better way? Is there a digital way I can do my dispositions as a debtor? I can do it very easily. So yes, whether can we make things convenient for him? And the last thing is, when we reach out to a debtor, because it's going from a collection agency, they don't know the collection agency, they know only the clients. So how do we ensure that when a debtor gets our messages, he trusts us, he doesn't feel like a spam? Because with the introduction of various technologies, we can see that nowadays there are a lot of spam that is being happening. Like even last week, I got a message through a Facebook friend, or I got in a message saying that you have outstanding, you can click it. Or a friend is asking me by giving me personal information, can you give the details? So making the other person trust that we are a legitimate collection agency. Yes, this is your debt. By just sending out a message is not going to happen. So what is the way by which we can use the tech enablement to show to the debtor that we are legitimate? Okay. Naturally, if you keep the information complicated and look like a spam, the collection is not going to happen. The collection will only happen if we look to be a action oriented, if we give him convenience, and if we show like we are more legitimate to him. Only if so, our objective of tech enablement has to be make things action oriented, bring it convenience, and to make look more legitimate. Yeah. Hopefully, yes, you are able to follow what I'm saying, and you are able to relate to the challenges that you are going through. Yes, yes, you can give a thumbs up. Yeah. Moving forward, so when I was going through the challenges, I mentioned that the traditional systems doesn't give you the uh, categorization, doesn't help you to identify the 80-20, the 20 percentage of the debts which you can easily recover. Okay, so then how to identify that 20? Yes, you need to do a customer behavioral score, and this behavioral score need to collect a lot of data points. The data points that the clients give us, the data points that's based on our historical data, the data point based on the debtors' own activities. So using these data points, we can categorize the customers as absent-minded. Yeah, this person we can easily cure even with some amount of digital follow-up. Let's say if you send him few digital follow-ups like a message or an email, he will pay. Just that we need to give him that convenience that if there's a digital option for him to do a repay. Yes, we can very easily cure this kind of people. So it's very essential to find people who are absent-minded, people who are true low risk. Yes, with some amount of rigor through the digital medium itself, we should be able to recover this kind of personas. There are medium touch people. So these are the kind of people, not only with just digital follow-ups, you need to do a kind of a call follow-up. You need to call, you need to have a word with them, then you will be able to recover. 30 to 40 percentage of the portfolio that you're going to get will have such. So the digital only will not work, but the digital will enable, the tech enable will enable you to make an effective call, and you can do a recover. Through high tech, rather than wasting the time around going through this person to do a digital, rather you can start with more of calls and letters, and you can try to get it. And there's unable to cure, I think it's better to go for a settlement or the way by which we can do. So if you see all these aspects, the depths that you get, you cannot apply one formula for all the depths that you're getting from a client. It's essential to keep categorizing, and you need to apply an effective approach so that you can use technology to collect the most of it in the initial few personas, and you leave the other models, other personas to be collected via a behavioral pattern. So that's the tech enables going to help you. Moving forward, typically when you get a debt, what are the ways by which you will go and you'll resolve? When you get a debt, the first thing that you'll be trying to do is making the people do a quick payment. We'll be pushing them to make a quick payment. Yes, if they don't do a quick payment, the next thing that we'll be offering is, can you do a promise to pay? Can you tell me we understand that life can have uncertain situation. Can you please tell me when can you make a payment? That's the typical tone that collection agencies will put you into the person. Moving forward, he cannot commit to a date. Then they'll ask him to give options. Yeah, can you give me? Can you make a repayment within these 3 months? Like each month, can you pay 1/3 of the amount, or can you do it in a fortnightly? So give him a payment plan. Payment plan with offers and settlements. Sometimes we go for a settlement saying that, yeah, can you make it one shot? Maybe we can give you a discount. Most of the debts which is related to financial. Yes, I have seen that people go for a settlement at 60 and 70. So yes, but we will not offer this initially. That happens very late in the stage. When if even that doesn't happen, we go for legal. There are some low value transactions which the debt collection agencies will stop the follow-up and mark it as closed. So this is the typical flow that you have seen. If you combine this with the personas, system need to have the intelligence, that system need to identify the persona, system need to smartly shift the options that we can give to various debtors to know that these debtors are kind of people whom you can do quick payment or a promise. There are some kind of debtors where we need to go for a settlement. So these are the things I believe it correlates well and it gives a better tech-enabled options. The one more aspects which we need to consider for a tech enablement is the system has to be centralized and smart debt collection system. When I say centralized, let's say you are going to categorize the systems based on the debtor's user behavior. When you're going to categorize based on the debtor's user behavior, let's say if you have discrete system, you have a separate system to send emails, you have a separate system to send messages and various other options. Let's say this data doesn't come back into your main core system, it's not going to work. And what's going to happen is when the data doesn't come back, it doesn't give us the intelligence to analyze and to say, yeah, this is a low touch person, this is a medium. So it makes the things more complex, and yeah, we end up applying the same formula for everybody. The application should support two-way. Yes, many times we have seen that in the tech-enabled systems, people, I think with the next Gen X and millennials, people are more happy responding to two-way digital mediums like a two-way SMS and two-way email than calls, because calling a person and then talking to him about his debt is not a very convenient, or it's not a very favorable discussion. People doesn't prefer to say, and let's say you call a person and over a 2-minute call, you ask the person, can you tell me when you can make a payment? Can you make this payment this weekend? Can you do it? Push him. He will give you a date, but he's not going to make a payment. Rather, you can engage him in a digital conversation where he can think through and he can give a response. There should be a digital customer portal which should be intelligent enough. When I say digital customer portal that's intelligent enough, when you engage with the debtor through a message, it should carry something like a digital link where the debtor will go and can do self-service. Let's consider what 90 to 95% of the collection agencies do now. What they have is in their website, they'll have an option for a debtor to come and respond, where the debtor, as a debtor, I need to come. I need to put my maybe a date of birth or some identification or some OTP. It's a bit complex even for me or maybe a person to come and do all this. How about sending a message? That message carries a link. Using the link, we know that we authorize the debtor and we immediately show him the debts. He can validate the debts, he can respond, and the response can also change with time. So that's a digital debtor portal. So can we do a digital debtor portal? When I say next one is customer-oriented operations. When you do a tech enablement system, the legacy systems do it this way. You get debts. For a debtor, let's say there are 10 debts. The 10 debts are chased differently because very little amount of grouping happens, because of which, let's say as a person, Josh, I have some 10 debts with some different clients. When a chasing happens, it happens differently. And what's ended up is I get irritated that why I'm getting so many messages. While a good tech-enabled system should you identify, have the option to identify and group the customer. So rather than me getting some 10 messages, if I get one message and that one message is going to help me know all the depths that I go and effectively respond, it's going to give us a better option. Finally, the system that we are using, it should allow us to keep improvising. When I say keep improvising, let's say I have applied a workflow for a set of customers and I have a different workflow. At times, I should be able to go and check which of these workflows is giving a better discovery, which of these workflows is giving us better revenue generation. And out of that workflow, which template is helping the debtors, pushing them to respond or to make a payment. Yeah, let's keep optimizing that. So the system, because there's nothing like a mature state, we should keep improvising and optimizing. We should keep measuring. That's the system which will ideally help you to improvise the collection. So the system should support this A/B testing. Yes, and with that system only, we should be able to keep moving to the next level. So let's see this tech-enabled flow. So I have been talking quite a lot that there should be tech-enabled, there should be tech-enabled. So let's see what this tech-enabled is looking like. Okay, let's say when you get a file from a client, okay, you will be loading the data into the application. what that application should ideally do is it should run through the engine and it should do, let's say if you already have some amount of data, it should do the behavioral classification. Let's say if you have the contact details, we should be scrubbing the email IDs to see what kind of emails they have given, whether it's their personal email or it's a work email, or whether it's going to be kind of when the numbers they have shared, what kind of numbers is it? Is it a valid number? Which area the number belongs to? Various scrubbing that we have to do. The application should support various communication channels. It should support a good workflows. It should support the payment medium. It should support various client multi-tenancy models. It should support the AML-based A/B testing and integrations, and finally, it should support complaints. That should be a system. You cannot do it discrete because you will lose out. And because it's an integrated system, the system should be capable enough of firing up most of the uh, dunning messages, SMS, email. It should be able to fire most of the messages. And when these messages goes, it should smart enough to send a message. The message should have a link, and the link should be good enough for the customer debtor to respond. He may not even ask somebody to give a call. And we will explain this more maybe in the next line. Yeah. Application should support generating a letters, legal letters, legal letter flow. It should allow you to capture a lot of notes, document management system, because when you go for a commercial collection, that is a business collection, many times they'll ask, can you share me this document? Can you put this? So a lot of document interactions happen. So we need to intelligently capture all the document management system and do a OCR around it. And you should have a lot of dashboards and reports to keep checking the status. You should be able to generate a very nice billing for your clients and even give the clients the power of a client portal, which means when the client want to share you some data, the client need not send it via email. The client can load it via the portal and you will get it. When the client needs information about what is the status of the recovery, they should be able to log into the portal, and it will reduce all the manpower that you unnecessarily spend on your side, where the client portal, the client can do it on their own. Let's look at the intelligent customer portal. When you say intelligent customer portal, the portal should be most of the time what happens is, yes, I can see that some of the collection agencies has a portal, but the challenge is the portal doesn't come in their domain. The portal comes in a third-party domain, and even the look and feel doesn't match. There should be an option where it should be a fully white labeled portal, and the portal should give you the option to make a payment. It can be a real-time payment. It can be an offline payment where he goes and deposits to the bank. But the portal should give him the option to attach the screenshot of the payment he has made or given a proof, so that you can quickly reconcile, because the reconciliation is one of the biggest pain points. I should be able to request a callback from the portal. I should be able to request a promise. I can, as a debtor, I should be able to say through the portal itself that, hey, I'll pay in next 1 week. I should be able to give a payment plan that, yeah, I can pay in some 2 installments, some 3 installments. Maybe as a last resort, I can pay with a discounts. So there are several options that the portal should support, even raising a dispute. And what's going to happen is the portal shouldn't give all these options in the initial go. Let's say if I'm a customer, I'm a nudge based. If you give me the option to pay, if you give me the option to call back, that's good. But why will they give a person who is nudge based the option to give a payment plan? If it's convenient, I will go and choose. Rather, I should get the option to make a payment. So what is necessary is system should change the option in the portal based on the flow that is needed. So yeah, some people will get a payment and call back. Some people will get payment, they'll get a promise to pay. Some people will get payment, they'll get payment plan option. And yeah, for some people, we'll throw the payment plan with offers. And how it's going to work is with various messages that goes out of the system should change. Yes, yeah, for initially, yeah, we will keep the payment option and the callback. And as the options move forward, we will change the options that we will enable the promise option. Yes, we'll be able to enable the payment plan option. So if you see, as the request payment plan messages goes, the portal will also automatically change with the options to go and make a payment plan. Yeah, if the person is also not paying by the payment plan, finally the system should automatically adjust and it should give the payment plan with offers. So the pure tech enablement will happen only if we use the behavioral insights, we use the analytics to ensure that we choose which customers should get what kind of digital treatment or what kind of a workflow, and in that the portal which we ask them to give a response should be intelligent enough to keep shifting with time. We should not have some manual intervention. Rather, the users whom we are having, we should use them effectively to go and collect from the unable to cure and other personas where we need manual intervention and it's a high value, which ensures that we collect easily the 20 and even the other 80, we put the resource effectively and we collect it. Yeah. So when we started with the webinar, we gone through the challenges. So now what we'll see is with a good tech-enabled system, we'll see how it's going to get the solution and how it's going to be a benefit. If you see, yes, user forgetfulness, mistakes, and lack of training, a good tech enablement system will not ask the user to every day in the morning come, okay, you go and open your mailbox, you find out who all responded, you go and read another system, and yeah, you can put all the data into a spreadsheet and then array what you need to do. Not needed. A good tech enablement system will do something called an auto work list. It will tell this is what you need to do for the day. And even a manager can track that, okay, these are the activities my team should be doing and how are they doing. And it is not needed for a person to run around the various places. So the issues that initially faced, like mistakes, forgetfulness, and lack of training, should get addressed with the system enabled work list. The 80-20 rule, the chasing irrelevant data, the system should help identifying, yeah, these are the probable customers whom we are going to pay. Yeah, you should be calling this person now. Yeah, these are the person whom you, if you with more digital options, they will make a payment. A tech enablement system should bring back all the data, all the feedbacks. Let's say when you send an email, yeah, the email was delivered. Even he has read it multiple times. This options and even if you send a portal, what has happened? If you send a message, whether it got delivered, all these options is going to help analyze and ensure that we are able to effectively group the customers. The debtor portal, I think we discussed in detail. The debtor portal is one super powerful app where the debtors is going to respond to you. Yeah, they can validate the debt. They can ensure that you are legitimate. They can make a payment. They can make a callback. They can give a promise. They can give a payment and whatnot. So it should be a portal which should be integrated with the payment gateways and should be intelligent enough that we capture the cookies, we capture what he is doing, and that is going to help us to ensure that we are going to do an effective follow-up for him. Lot of things can be automated, which still happens manual. If you just take the data load part of it, lot of manual activities happens. The revenue monitoring, people typically look into a third-party tool to do it. Skip tracing, pretty much done manually. There are a lot of agencies with the integration feature. So when we know that when you load a data that it doesn't have a valid contact, whether it's an email or phone, we should be able to do auto skip tracing. When we want to generate a month-end client billing, the lot of errors that happens, which creates an unpleasant experience. We should be able to generate a good amount of a client billing, and why the client need to keep contacting us to share this data, share that data. We should give the client a portal, a powerful portal where they can share the files with us, where they can view what's the progress, they can view the dashboards, where they can even get into the details of what is happening with the debt. They should be able to do. And no need to invest quite a lot into compliance. Leave the system, set the threshold. Yes, in a month, I want to make this many contacts. When a person replies, stops to a message, no, we will stop that digital chasing, then we'll do a call chasing. We should not contact a person on this day. There are various pretty much is there, so that can be taken care of. And use, if you're going to adopt a cloud-based model, use a system which are SOC 2 certified, they have a regular pen test, ensure that your data is not breached. Okay. So from a traditional to tech enablement, you can see that the problems, that the challenges that you initially faced when you adopt to a nice system that gives you the options to analyze the data and take very cautious and actions for debtors, you will reap a lot of benefit. So what I'll do next is I will take you through the application. I will show you how a tech-enabled systems is going to look like. So I'm just giving a demonstration of MaxyFi application. Okay, it's a tech-enabled and a centrally connected application. So I'm just going to showcase some of the features because a demonstration of a complete feature will take longer. So for the next 10 minutes, I will do a very quick run through of what the tech enablement is going to give you. Okay, so first of all, one of the foremost things which I talked about was user forgetfulness, what you need to do for the day. So what the application does is whatever activities the agent need to do, system will arrive on the day, the morning the agent is going to log in. System will tell on the screen that yes, you got 3 emails which is unread. So this needs action section is an auto work list which gets created automatically. So all that the user has to do is you need to go through the work list. You need, let's say I'm going to click on it. Yeah, I found this. I can go and I can mark it as read. I can read it, I can act on it, I can do it. So the tech enablement system, what's going to do is it is going to help me arrive the my work list, and the work list is automatically generated. And as I'm taking the work, and as I'm completing the work, the list will reduce. So maybe by the evening, what's going to happen is the work list will get zero. So there's no need for any manager to sit and prepare a work list. All that a manager has to do is he need to monitor, and how he can effectively monitor is they can use kind of so in our application we have something called an account access restriction. I can see what I need to work as a manager. I can see what my team has to work, even one of the team member what he is working on. I can monitor that, and I can see for a complete portfolio or for one of the portfolio how the work is happening. I can shift, so I can keep monitoring the workload for the today at a portfolio level, at one portfolio level, or at my team level, individual team member level, and myself level. So I don't need to sit and prepare it. System will create the workload and system will shift it, and the people can start working on it. And this is workload is prepared based on all the interactions. Let's say whether we got an email reply, whether we got an SMS reply, or whether the person is doing a failed payment, we need to make him a call. The system will bring all the data into the screen. All that we have to do is just click it, and we need to go and take an action. Naturally, we for the call-based actions, we have auto dialer integrations with various auto dialers like Arbit and TCN. We support various auto dialers, both inbound and outbound. So this is one of the work list, and a lot of people will need intelligence. Let's say like when you want to make a presentation to a client, the client needs, okay, how many of my the debts that you are chasing are in payment plan or in promise. So these status, typically in a legacy system, people will go and will keep capturing the status themselves by code. Here, what the system does, based on the disposition, based on what the customer is doing, the status is auto array. So we need not do a manual one. Even if you want to do a manual status, you can capture, but the system will arrive at the stage automatically. The clients, yes, they will get a very nice client dashboard. The client dashboard helps them to see each month on month how many records they are submitting and how the collection is progressing. There is a revenue dashboard which the managers can use to see that how the collection is happening, how the commission is contributing to it, which of your users is helping you to collect the most, and from which client are you getting the most. So you can do a kind of analysis based on which we have a AI-based dashboard, a customer interaction analysis dashboard. What this dashboard does is, based on the customer interaction, system will tell you that which workflow that you have used is helping you to get the maximum customer response or payment. Which of the template that you have used within the workflow is getting you the maximum recovery. So when you want to do a A/B testing, system will say that yes, this is much better than this. This is actually giving you the better results. So system will help you to guide which of the workflow and templates is better. Yes, which of the agents is actually doing better in getting better customer response and payment. So if you want to do an evaluation of which of the agents is actually standout, system is going to help out based on this analytical dashboard. There are various insights which are there. And yeah, if you are interested to know more in detail, you can always reach out to us. We can explain you how we can use the system to differentiate your overall plan. I'll move forward. So here, when you actually have a look at the overall customer list, uh, you will be able to see that system categorize the list based on, okay, these people are active debtors. These people are quite payment positive, means you can get the payments quite easily. So this is going to help you. And if you go inside a record, you can view the debts that you have loaded for the uh, you are loaded from the client. System will give you a view of all the interactions that is happening. When you say all the interactions, this is what I was continuously stressing, that you need to have a centralized system which will capture everything, because it will help you to analyze the various outcomes. So yes, whether a person visited the portal, what did he do, whether he gave an email reply, we did a call, is the recording is they're available. Everything system keeps recording it. And to the more detailed, system captures everything that gets interacted with the customer. Yeah. And yes, it's one integrated system that will let you do a call, let you do an SMS, email, WhatsApp. You can send legal letters, capture the letter status. You can capture payments. You can capture disputes and handle the disputes. System will allow you to do everything around that. Let me take you through an intelligent flow. When I say an intelligent flow, I explained you saying that with the various stages, the portal should automatically change. So I'm just going to demonstrate that. So if you see here, this specific debtor in the workflow, let me start with, in the workflow is the initial stage, which is like we are just informing him that we are appointed to follow up with you. System, what it does is it automatically finds it and ensures that it enables the payment and it enables the callback. As the customer moves into the next stage, when the customer, let's say, is moving into the promise to pay, he has completed the various stages, is currently in the promise to pay workflow stage, system will automatically enable the promise option for him. So if you go and you visit here, you will see that it gives him the options to do a promise to pay. While if the customer has moved to a further stage, is in the payment plan stage, when a debtor visits his portal, he can see that the system has changed the options, while the next this time it's we are asking him, yeah, whether you want to do a single payment or you want to give a payment plan. So system has enabled the payment plan option. Furthermore, what happens is when a person is going towards the last stage, based on your request, system can automatically bring the portal where in the portal the option is we'll throw him some offers. Yes, if you want to choose this plan, we'll give you a discount. Yeah, a discounted method rather than be moving into a legal and be taking an expense, we can ensure that we can address this customer effectively through a digital method through a discounted offers. Yeah. Yeah. So our system will allow you to capture all this. And moving forward, yes, there are reports that you can always reach out to, because it's one integrated system. You can go and find out, okay, what happened to the SMS that we have sent, whether it's the SMS is delivered, and various things you can do. I just want to, before I close, because I'm just going to about with the time, you can capture the commission percentage for each of the clients. Whenever each month you want to generate a bill, because the application should help you in all the ways. So I'm just going to explain you the bill. You can just go and say, yes, I want to generate the bill for this client. System will create you the summary saying that how much money was given to you, how much was given to trust. This is a gross method of billing. System will say that this is the overall bill amount. It will also give you the details of all the collections that you have made, whether you got paid or whether it went to the client. And if you incurred any charges on that debtor which you want to bill to the client, yeah, you can even include that. And when you actually hit a save, what's going to happen is system will generate a very nice bill for you. You need not create the bills. And what we understand from the clients where we implemented is it removes that long working weekends and last 3 days they're not able to focus on collection, because they're focused, they're working on the bills. System will generate the bill automatically for you, which you need to give to the client, and the bill will carry the entire information what is needed for the clients to make a payment. Yeah. Plus, yes, there's a lot of other intelligence that gets added. Plus, whenever a person visits a portal and whether he makes a response, you will get notified, and there's a beautiful calendar where all the callbacks and other requests will get aligned. So that's a very high level of the application. And naturally, we have done a lot of integration intelligence